If you're in the middle of applying for teaching jobs, you'll know just how stressful and nerve-wracking a process it can be. In this film, I'm going to give you my top do's and don'ts for that all-important interview. Number 1, do your homework. It's really important that you find out whether this particular school is right for you. Does it have the right culture and ethos that you would value and flourish in? Don't just rely on the website's information either. Go online and see what the parents have to say. Also, I strongly suggest you arrange a visit before you apply. That way you can chat to the members of staff, you can see if they're welcoming and whether they're happy there. You can also watch the learners. How do they respond to each other, to the teaching staff and to you as a visitor? All that information is invaluable as to help you make a decision about whether that school is right for you. Number 2, the obvious one. Dress to impress and don't be late, but also don't be ridiculously early. I strongly suggest that you do a dry run of the route that you're going to take to that school at the time that you would be due to travel a couple of days before. That way you will arrive far calmer than if you have had a hideously stressful sat-nav experience. Remember, the interview starts the second you hit reception, so be ready, be calm and be prepared. Number 3, do thorough research and preparation. Can you offer that school what it really needs? So look at the most recent Ofsted report. Have a look at the developmental plan. What qualities, interests and subject specialism have you got that can give that school something both inside and outside of the classroom? Take a portfolio with you. They may not read it, but I think it's important to have at your fingertips evidence of your planning, your materials that you prepare, samples of your learners' work and feedback from lesson observations. Always good to have that ready for anyone if they ask for it. Number 4, prepare as thoroughly as you can for the most frequently asked questions. Now, there are hundreds of them out there online with model answers, but speak from the heart. Remember, questions are designed to ascertain what your core values are, what your motivation is, and your level of professionalism. You may be asked questions like, what makes a good teacher? What inspired you to become one? How you would handle certain classroom management situations and parents in different circumstances, and what attracted you to that particular school. Now, those questions are designed to see if you are inspired, flexible, have high standards, value parental input, and are a team player. So make sure you have good answers ready. Number 5, prepare questions you would like to ask during the interview which reflect your interest in that school and your enthusiasm for the post you're going for. For example, you could ask questions about aspects of the homeschool partnership, or how they've implemented a recent government initiative, or how they will enable you to develop your role within the department or the whole school. Don't forget the day itself will offer up questions as you go through it. And now for the don'ts. Number 1, although you want to come across as enthusiastic, make sure you don't dominate proceedings with an overload of questions and by over-talking. That can sometimes come across as nerves or overconfidence, and you don't want to project either of those two. Number 2, if it becomes clear to you throughout the course of the day that that school and that position is not the one for you, make sure you answer honestly when they ask you if you're still a serious candidate for the position. Don't go through with the interview if you're sure you don't want it. No head teacher appreciates their precious time being used as interview practice. Number 3, whilst asking questions throughout the interview is always a good idea, avoid asking questions about things you should have researched beforehand, such as salary, and don't ask questions just for the sake of it. If they have answered everything that you had prepared throughout the course of the day, be honest and say so. And finally, number 4, if unfortunately you're not successful, take the feedback as useful and constructive criticism. Resist the temptation, no matter how disappointed you might be, of becoming defensive. Now, many head teachers have told me that that can and does happen, and it never goes down well. Hopefully that won't apply to you anyway. I hope you have found my do's and don'ts useful. Good luck with all your applications. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any of my tips and tricks, and share the link if you think a colleague might find this useful. Take care and see you soon.